Today, we embark on a surprising journey, uncovering the secrets of Hollywood's closeted gay actors, bright stars under the spotlight, yet hiding truths that could shatter their careers in an instant. Get ready to dive into shocking stories, forbidden romances, unsolved mysteries, and faces once seen as symbols of masculinity on screen, but living an entirely different life behind the glitz and glam. Think you know it all? Wait for the last name, a revelation so explosive that it still shakes Hollywood to this day. Don't miss these jaw-dropping revelations about their love lives. Will it change the way you see them? Leave a comment with one if you want to learn more about these stars, and don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to our channel to stay updated on more thrilling videos coming your way. Tom Hulce, who portrayed the musical genius Mozart, left an indelible mark on film history with his role as Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart in Amadeus. His passionate and eccentric performance not only earned him an Oscar nomination, but also solidified his place as one of the finest stage talents of his generation. However, behind the image of the wild artist lies a quiet secret. Tom Hulce is gay, a truth he kept hidden during a time when Hollywood was harshly judgmental toward those who didn't fit the mold of the leading man. He chose silence, not out of shame, but because the industry wasn't ready to embrace him. It wasn't until 2008, when the spotlight had faded, that Tom quietly acknowledged his truth in a simple, unflashy way. No grand interviews, just pure sincerity. That moment, though quiet, resonated more than any sensational headline ever could. From actor, Tom transitioned into a talented stage producer, winning a Tony Award and pioneering bold, unconventional plays on Broadway. Could Tom Hulce's quiet resilience be a stronger statement than any fame? Jonathan Bailey, the charming British actor with undeniable allure, is redefining the romantic leading man image in Hollywood. His role as Anthony Bridgerton in Bridgerton on Netflix has captivated global audiences with a perfect blend of power, passion, and delicate vulnerability. But off-screen, Jonathan is quietly breaking down old boundaries. As an openly gay man, he refuses to hide his true self, despite being warned that it could ruin his career. Don't come out. Audiences won't accept a gay actor playing a straight lover, his managers once warned. But Jonathan chose to live authentically, embracing his true self. When Bridgerton premiered, he didn't just shine in his role. He became a symbol for a new generation, one where talent, not sexual orientation, defines a star. Jonathan Bailey proves that you can be both a romantic lead and true to yourself. Do you appreciate an actor who stays true to who they are, or does the perfect image on screen still matter more? Wentworth Miller became a global icon with his role as Michael Scofield in Prison Break. A brilliant mastermind with a mysterious smile and an intense gaze. But behind that hero image lies a much deeper and painful story. As a gay man, Wentworth once faced the pressure to conceal his true self to maintain his action star persona. When the truth about him was revealed, it wasn't just a turning point in his career, but also a source of inspiration for millions. For years, he skillfully dodged personal questions, denied rumors, and carried the burden of pretending to be someone else. It wasn't weakness, but survival in a harsh Hollywood, where difference was punished. Then, in 2013, a moment that changed everything. When invited to a film festival in Russia, just as the country passed its anti-LGBTQ laws, Wentworth publicly came out as gay in a powerful open letter. He refused to attend and condemned the oppression. The letter spread worldwide, revealing his true self. No longer hiding, no longer safe. From Hollywood to heartfelt speeches, Wentworth used his story to spread a message of courage and acceptance. He wasn't just an actor. He was a storyteller, an inspiration. Did Wentworth Miller's journey through darkness make you reconsider what truly makes a star? Luke Evans is the embodiment of strength and sophistication on screen. With his chiseled features, deep voice, and commanding presence, he dominates every role. From the warrior in Dracula Untold, the pursuer in Fast and Furious, to the seductive lover in Beauty and the Beast. For many, he is the epitome of the Hollywood leading man. But Luke, born in Wales, has a story much deeper than that. Starting from musical theater, where he lived authentically without hiding his sexuality, Luke entered Hollywood with warnings. Stay quiet. Don't come out. To protect your brand. Unlike those who choose to fake it, Luke didn't lie. He simply let his talent speak for itself, refusing to let his identity become the headline. I'm an actor, he said, softly but firmly, in a world obsessed with labels. That subtlety became a powerful statement. Will Hollywood ever truly allow an actor to just be themselves without fitting the mold? Elliot Page, formerly known as Ellen Page, has long been a unique talent in Hollywood. From the emotional authenticity in Juno, the sharp intellect in Inception, to the explosive energy in X-Men, he has always left a lasting impact. But behind these roles lies a quiet battle between the person the public expected and his true self. In 2014, Elliot, then still known as a woman, came out as gay in an emotional speech at the Human Rights Campaign event. That declaration touched millions of hearts. But that wasn't the whole story. In December 2020, Elliot made history by coming out as transgender, sharing his true identity with the world. His announcement wasn't just a personal story. It was a cultural milestone, challenging Hollywood's definition of a star. Elliot Page proved that living authentically is the greatest strength. Will his journey inspire you to value authenticity over the perfect image? Coleman Domingo, a talent from Philadelphia, doesn't need fanfare to become an icon. With a blend of charm, raw talent, and unwavering self-respect, he shines in Fear the Walking Dead, Euphoria, and especially in Rustin, a film lauded by critics. Coleman transforms with each role, but always carries a piece of his truth. As a gay black man, he refuses to be boxed into Hollywood's molds, where both of his identities are often overlooked. Coleman lives authentically with elegance, neither turning his sexuality into a headline nor hiding it. Married to designer Raul Domingo, he shares his personal life with simple sincerity, just as he works, honest, profound, and unforced. For Coleman, being seen means showing up every day as himself, without the need to shout. Can quiet representation change hearts and minds as powerfully as bold actions? What do you think of the strength in this quiet, proud normalcy? Dan Amboyer may not be a household name, but his story resonates in a Hollywood built on illusions. With roles in Younger, The Blacklist, and especially as Prince William in William and Catherine, a royal romance, Dan was often cast as the handsome, dashing, and charming leading man. But in 2017, he surprised many by coming out as gay. For years, he received the familiar advice, "Stay quiet, don't ruin the ideal image." Dan refused to live within the box Hollywood had built for him. He chose truth over comfort, breaking the prince mold the industry imposed. He came out not to seek attention, but because the weight of hiding had become too heavy. That decision turned him into a beacon for those who feel trapped by their facade. His colleagues praised his courage, but Dan dreams of a future where no one has to come out to be accepted. Just live, love, and act. Is Hollywood changing, or is it still trying to catch up with authenticity? What's your take? In the late 90s and early 2000s, Ricky Martin was a global sensation with explosive hits like Livin' La Vida Loca, She Bangs, and La Copa de la Vida. He brought Latin pop to the world stage, becoming a sex symbol and an irresistible star. But behind the dazzling lights and world tours, Ricky hid a personal truth. He lived within a carefully constructed image, a charming, straight man, to meet the expectations of the public and the industry. The concealment was not easy. Ricky faced the pressure of keeping his sexuality a secret, all while the media's watchful eyes relentlessly followed him. In 2010, he came out as gay through a heartfelt letter, freeing himself and inspiring millions. Ricky didn't stop there. He became an activist, fighting for LGBTQ rights and becoming a symbol of freedom and courage. What does Ricky Martin's journey from pop icon to cultural hero make you feel? Is he paving the way for a more open Hollywood? Thank you for following Ricky Martin's inspiring journey. From a famous sex symbol to a hero fighting for LGBTQ rights, he has not only transformed his own life, but also inspired millions around the world. What do you think about Ricky's powerful and courageous journey? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit like, share with your friends, and subscribe to our channel to keep up with more amazing stories. Jim Parsons won the hearts of global audiences with his role as Sheldon Cooper in The Big Bang Theory, a quirky, awkward genius who was impossible to resist. The role earned him 4 Emmy Awards, a Golden Globe, and the title of one of the highest-paid television actors. But what makes Jim truly special isn't just his talent, but how he lives authentically, quietly. He didn't announce his sexuality through sensational headlines, but simply by being himself, hand in hand with his partner, now husband, Todd Spiewak, staying away from the noise of Hollywood. After The Big Bang Theory, Jim chose projects that reflected his heart and beliefs, like The Normal Heart, a television film about the AIDS crisis, where he displayed deep emotional depth and a personal connection to the LGBTQ+ community. By living authentically and selecting meaningful stories, Jim broke down barriers without the need for grand declarations. Does the quiet authenticity of Jim Parsons have the same power as the dramatic public moments in Hollywood? Zachary Quinto, with his sharp gaze and commanding calm, has left an indelible mark on popular culture. From Sylar in Heroes to Spock in the Star Trek reboot, he became an icon with his mysterious allure and exceptional talent. But in 2011, after the tragic death of Jamie Rodemeyer, a gay teenager who was bullied, Zachary made a life-changing decision. In an open letter, he came out as gay, declaring that he could no longer stay silent while young LGBTQ+ people endured isolation. His statement was powerful, sincere, and moving. Rather than harming his career, Zachary's truth elevated him to become a symbol of courage and integrity. He continued to shine on screen and stage while becoming an ardent activist for equality and mental health. Zachary proved that living authentically is a source of strength, not a limitation. How has Zachary Quinto's decision to come out affected your perception of representation in Hollywood? Rupert Everett was once a rising star with sophisticated charm and sharp intellect. From his role as a gay student in another country to the witty friend in My Best Friend's Wedding, he captivated global audiences in the 90s. But Rupert was not just an actor. He was one of the first openly gay individuals in Hollywood, daring to live authentically from the 1980s, at a time when doing so meant risking his career. His honesty came at a high price. Leading romantic roles disappeared, and the doors of film studios closed. In later interviews, Rupert admitted that had he stayed silent, he might have reached the heights of someone like Hugh Grant. But he chose authenticity over false fame, leaving behind a legacy of courage and integrity. Though he never regained the spotlight, he paved the way for those who followed. Would Hollywood treat Rupert Everett differently today? Has the industry truly changed, or is it just masking the truth? Neil Patrick Harris is a rare, multi-talented artist. From the prodigy in Doogie Howser, M.D., to the legendary playboy Barney Stinson in How I Met Your Mother, he conquered both the screen, Broadway stage, and even hosted the Oscars. But Neil's boldest role was being himself. As an openly gay man in an industry that demanded silence, he kept his private life hidden for many years, not out of shame, but out of caution. In 2006, at the peak of his career, Neil publicly came out as gay with a short yet powerful statement. "I am a gay man, very happy, and living life to the fullest." Rather than hindering him, that honesty propelled him to shine even brighter. Alongside his partner David Burtka, Neil built an inspiring love story, proving that a gay actor can still be the romantic lead and be adored. Has Neil Patrick Harris redefined the concept of masculinity in Hollywood, or is the industry still struggling to catch up? Before becoming Gandalf or Magneto, Sir Ian McKellen was a stage legend, captivating audiences with his mesmerizing Shakespearean performances. But for much of his early career, he hid his sexuality, not out of shame, but to survive in the harsh entertainment industry of the 20th century. The world wasn't ready for an openly gay star, until Ian decided to change that. In 1988, when the British government proposed Section 28, a law banning the promotion of homosexuality in schools, Ian reached his limit. In a live radio interview, he boldly declared, "I am gay." That statement was not just a personal turning point, but also a call to action. Meanwhile, his career didn't stagnate. It soared with legendary roles like Gandalf and Magneto. Ian became an activist, fighting for LGBTQ+ rights, using his talent to tell meaningful stories. He proved that courage could be more powerful than any spell. Matt Bomer is the epitome of the modern Hollywood star, polished, intelligent, and irresistibly charming. From his role as Neil Caffrey in White Collar to his deep performances in The Normal Heart, Magic Mike, and The Sinner, he has captivated audiences with his versatile talent. However, for many years, Matt kept his private life hidden, not out of shame, but because Hollywood still had doubts about casting openly gay actors as romantic leads. In 2012, when receiving an award for his work against HIV/AIDS, Matt quietly thanked his partner Simon Halls and their 3 children. No drama, no headlines, just a simple yet powerful truth. That moment didn't halt his career. It elevated him. His role in The Normal Heart earned him a Golden Globe nomination, cementing his status as a symbol of integrity. Matt Bomer proved that you can live authentically, love, and still shine. Do you think quiet coming-out moments like Matt's have more power than grand declarations? What's your take? Wilson Cruz, born in New York with Puerto Rican roots, is not just an actor. He is a symbol of resilience and change. As a gay and Latino man, he grew up with the awareness that his very presence was a challenge. In 1994, Wilson made history by becoming the first openly gay actor to play an openly gay character in prime-time American television, Ricky Vasquez, in My So-Called Life. His portrayal of a young person of color dealing with racism and exploring identity touched millions of hearts. Wilson's journey was not easy. When he came out, his father kicked him out of the house, and he faced homelessness and trauma. But instead of giving up, he turned his pain into purpose. From Party of Five to Star Trek, Discovery, and 13 Reasons Why, he continued to shine while fighting for LGBTQ+ youth and battling racial injustice. Wilson Cruz shows that representation is courage. When you first saw a character like yourself on screen, did it change the way you view your own story? Thank you for joining us through these inspiring stories. Leave a comment with the number 2 to let us know you're still here. Share your thoughts. Which of these stars has inspired you the most? Is Hollywood changing, or does it still need more time to catch up with authenticity?